Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I wanted to give you my top 5 travel tips. I know right now is not the best time to be traveling because of coronavirus, but when it's all over, these are the tips that I follow by whenever I go and travel anywhere, whether it's work or vacation. I do have my notes right here, and we're gonna go down the list starting from number 1. So first on the list is always your pre-travel. Whether you're looking at Airbnb, hostels, or hotels, you should always start looking as early as possible. This is going to give you the best rate. Coming from someone who does work in the hotel industry, hotels do end up increasing in price when it gets closer to the day. With that said, check your hotel and rooms just like it in that hotel availability closer to the arrival date, like it is in a couple weeks, because that will also show you if there's been cancellations, that regular room price that is your room, if it's gone down, and you can end up rebooking and end up getting a even lower rate. Try as much as possible to avoid third-party sites. I know it can be really good, especially with how the low prices can end up getting you, but I have seen so many times of reservations being lost, a reservation not being able to be canceled because it's not in our hands anymore, and having guests just flip out. It's really hard also when they're like a family or a group. If you are traveling alone, third parties are not that bad. You just need to make sure that everything is, goes seamlessly. Airlines are different. I do know that you want to end up booking them as early as possible so that way you can secure your seat. Also, if you are traveling with others, that also gives you the opportunity to make sure that all your seats are together. You don't have to worry about others being next to you. All right, so next one on the list, I think that is kind of overlooked, is your budget outside of hotel and flying. So your budget includes like, what are you eating, what are you spending, and like what are the expenses that you're gonna end up creating while you go out there. Like, other than restaurants and food, like, are you gonna go to a certain attraction? Are you gonna do particular shopping that's in a certain area? And like all your tourism, like kind of like charges and fees like that. Next rule of thumb when you're looking at your budget is don't go in debt from a trip. A trip and a vacation are supposed to be a vacation because they're supposed to relax you, not stress you out. So you coming home in debt because you decided to just throw everything on like a credit card or anything, it's not okay. I would recommend obviously planning and saving beforehand so you don't have to worry about any of that. When it comes to buying souvenirs and things like that, shop around, like look at areas before you end up making your final purchases, as well as don't be afraid to look at the local Walmart. Okay, I'm back. But we're forgetting a really big but here. I would recommend Uber or Lyft. Again, who doesn't know that they're super popular, and anywhere that you go basically is going to have them, unless you're going to like some really rural area. Next step for a very successful vacation trip is planning it. So I know it sounds crazy, but planning your trip of what you can actually do ends up relieving and alleviating a lot of stress for you, because then you don't have to worry about what are we doing this day, what are we doing this day, what are we doing this time, and all those things. But I'm saying also, don't overplan this. Don't make it like to itinerary, to the T or anything like that. That's going to sound crazy, but don't underplan it so that you're basically just kind of winging everything. I mean, unless that's what you're trying to go for, then go ahead. I don't have anything against that, but okay, so now that everything's been planned, you're ready, it's getting close to the day. This is my like guidelines for packing and like airline whateverness. So pack your carry-on and pack a backpack, bag, briefcase, purse, whatever that is that fits you personally as like a personal bag with you. Most airlines allow it, so your carry-on can go ahead and stay with you on the plane, but your bag is where like all your electronics, your chargers, your like emergency set of clothes in case anything does end up happening where a bag does get sent somewhere and you're at an airport that you don't have. This gives you the opportunity to, freshen up and not look like a mess. But it also is really good when you're in the middle of like a long flight. You have your chargers, you have, you know, your laptop or your tablet or your phone chargers and everything like that, so you don't have to worry about getting up, searching through your bag or anything like that, and then it just creates a giant mess. This also makes your TSA check a lot easier, because what you do is you just have the one bag that has everything that needs to be, you know, opened and searched, so you can open it out, set it out, and you're good to go afterwards. You don't have to worry about anything. If you are traveling during a season that does require like a lot thicker clothing, like winter, wearing your thickest layers to the airport, styled correctly, obviously, but that way your bag isn't like overflowing and, you know, stuffed to the brim basically, because you know, have 5 coats and 5 sweaters in there, you know, just appropriately. In another video, we'll get into like airport fashion, and I feel like dressing for airport is something that, you know, is completely overlooked, but I feel like it's really cool. It should be done more often, but pack enough in case of an emergency. You know, pack at least 1 or 2 outfits extra just in case, because you never know what could end up happening. And also, when you are going anywhere, bring something on the very casual side, but also bring something more dressed up. I'm not saying bring like a 3-piece suit, but definitely bring something a little more dressy, because you never know what could end up happening when you go on vacation and you want to maybe end up looking really good, but you know, keep it appropriate with where you're going and all that kind of stuff. Now, my last and final tip, I know it sounds super cheesy, but have fun. Have as much fun as possible. Create as many memories. Overtake pictures. Be that dad that's always like taking pictures of like all kinds of stuff, because when it's over, you're gonna look back at all those photos and be like, wow, that was like, it was so much fun. You know, you just have so many things to look back on and all that stuff. Also, with that whole luggage and packing side, I forgot to mention earlier, don't worry about bringing a big, gigantic, you know, the big size, you know, carry-on and being charged for that when you can carry your normal one that's on the plane. But what you end up doing is all the souvenirs and all the extra things that you buy, get a, you know, United States Postal Service flat rate box, put everything like your souvenirs that you ended up collecting the entire time all in there, and then you can end up just shipping it off for like $15 instead of the $50 you just ended up paying for the extra giant suitcase to carry everything in. I've done this multiple times whenever I've gone like really far distances away from home where I know that I was not going to have enough room in my bag. I did it when I was in Los Angeles, I did it when I was in Maine, I also did it when I was in Anchorage, you know, just really far distance areas. It's kind of really cool too, because by the time you end up getting home, you get the refresh of memories, because when you, a couple days later, a box comes in and it's all the stuff that you ended up seeing that was there that you ended up getting for, you know, relatives, family members, or things like that. And you can end up, you know, then you can end up gifting them out, and it's just so much more fun. But other than that, I think that covers my tips and tricks. If there's any others that you'd like to know that I didn't mention, go ahead and comment them down below and I can go ahead and give you guys more info. Remember, like, comment, and share this video. And remember, stay sassy, keep it classy. See you next time.